what we're going to be doing today is something that you guys always love when I do, um, and I love when I do it, and that is to test if Caster Monk is even worth looking at. Now, I don't suspect it to ever, make a showing in Mythic Plus until the actual game mechanics of Mythic Plus change, just because of how Mythic Plus is designed. Okay, so let's go ahead and start crafting this talent tree, trying to see if we can make a Caster Monk as viable as possible. We're going to just compare Caster Monk in the War Within to Caster Monk outside of War Within, so in Dragonflight. And I think the best option is either to go with Master of Harmony because of the Chi Burst shooting through, but other than that, you really don't gain much else other than double Thunder Focus Tea. Although that might actually be pretty sick, and the Vivify giving you more vitality. But if we were to take Conduit, what would we get? We would get more Nijao procs, which would be very cool. We're missing out really on the White Tiger procs. Yeah, I think it's really just to gain Celestial Conduit and Nijao. And see if we're doing Caster, we don't gain anything really from Heart of the Jade Serpent. Yeah, I think we go with Master of Harmony if we're trying to make it as good as possible. And I think we might have to look at some of these talents. Maybe we go with... Yeah, we're going to want to go with this talent. Yeah, I think this is the most optimal hero talent set up for a Caster build. Yeah, okay, but now let's actually craft the Caster build. So Caster, here's what we're doing though. I really want to try out a Caster build with double Thunder Focus Tea with T talents. So we definitely want to work down this way. We work here, unfortunately. Let's see, Renewing Mist, Enveloping Mist, and Vivify is what we want. And then we definitely want Yulon. Zen Pulse is really what we're going to be testing out. And... we're going the Thunder Focus Tea build. Do we go Chi Harmony? I don't think so. Do we even need Shaylun's Gift? Ooh, let's go without Shaylun's Gift. What would that look like? Probably no Tear of Mourning. Which I don't think I like. Ooh, maybe Misty Peaks would be pretty sick. So yeah, let's go this way. Let's try out without Shaylun. See if we can go without it. I don't think we need Mending Proliferation. Secret Infusion's actually kind of fat for us. I think we don't really need Tear of Mourning, so that frees us up one more spot. What else do we get? Let's get 1 point into Misty Peaks, just cause. Alright, so I think this is the talent setup that we're going to go with. Oh yeah, we need a Chi Burst through things. Bang, Chi Bursted. Go there. I just made a Fist Weaving talent page and Caster talent page to test on the beta. Yeah, I don't really know how exciting it's going to be. Like I always say, I don't think Caster is... I don't think Mythic Plus is designed for Caster to be competitive with non-Caster, but I don't know, we're testing how competitive it can be with its former version of itself. Is it more viable than it was in Dragonflight? Only time will tell. I do think losing active Zen Pulse is a huge loss. Like, Zen Pulse was the majority of your damage as a caster. For those of you that actually do full-on play Caster Monk. And yeah, losing that option is huge. However, gaining Chi Burst damage might add up for it, but honestly, I just don't think so. I think that the big issue with this playstyle is just that you lack damage. And in a world where damage matters, I mean, it's literally the game mode is racing versus a clock. Can you kill this amount of stuff in this amount of time? I just think that's just a fatal flaw in how this playstyle is going to be. Also, I haven't pressed Thunder Focus Tea once. Let's press it. Boom, 2, 3. I don't have my cursor weak aura, so I can't see like which spells are being buffed by Thunder Focus Tea, but so far I think with like Zen Pulse adding a punch to our heals, our spot heals, I think it's better on the mana. But we're gonna Chi Burst and then just slam Vivifies to gain Vitality. Then we're gonna Thunder Focus Tea to cash in on all that Vitality. I'll be honest, dude, people are safe, but this is just like a heroic dungeon. People are gonna be safe regardless of what we do, really. I mean, our Renewing Mist count is crazy. Mana's not that bad. Not that bad. I miss being able to walk with Soothing Mist. Was that a thing? That is crazy. I was gonna do Mistweave and Mythic Blessing Caster and raid testing, huh? Yeah, I don't know. Raid testing hasn't. I don't think it's available for us yet, right? I do think though, like Caster Monk, the whole Yulon playstyle is gonna be absolutely insane because of just your Renewing Mist count, which I will talk about all of this in my video that I'm working on. My first impression of Mistweaver and the War Within. I'll talk about all of that in my video. It's going to be posted like tomorrow maybe. So I don't want to spoil everything that I say. But dude, I don't know. Thunder Focus Tea kinda cranking. I keep also forgetting that I have Peer into Peace taken. Look, we can just blanket everyone so easily. I don't know, dude. Double Thunder Focus Tea with Caster feels kind of fun. I would expect if I were you guys to see me play this a bit more than I did in Dragonfly. I didn't play any Caster Monk in Dragonfly. I just did not think it was at a very good level until Peer into Peace came in, but by that point I was like, I don't know, I was having just a good time with normal Mistweaver. However, double Thunder Focus Tea, kind of fun, kind of fun. Oh, I don't have Yulon Keybound. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. I have it macroed, and I have Chi-Ji in the macro right now. So yeah, we literally don't have Yulon. Look at that Thunder Focus Tea healing proc. It's crazy. All the vitality. I do think something's wrong with our UI, and it's not letting us like fully swap targets with Peer into Peace for some reason. I don't know what that's about. Yulon, comma, the... What voice actor is that? Oh my god. It's good. It's good. That's Stitch. Is that Stitch? Oh my god. Is that Stitch from Lilo and Stitch? Who said that? Skitter. Is Skitter Stitch? Someone please fact check me right now. That sounds just like Stitch, and I... Is that Stitch? Stitch is in World of Warcraft? Hello? Why haven't I heard about this? Did you ever try to get details working? I did. Which, hey, I was ahead of you. I was ahead of you. Okay, do my buttons work? Okay, they do. They do, and details is working, so hopefully it doesn't break. Disc is really fun to play on Raid. I agree. I agree with you. I love Discipline Priest in Raid. I do not like Disc in Mythic Plus at all. I think it's stressful as all get out in Mythic Plus. So I think we are definitely on the common ground now. To be honest, I have not been happy with healing in Dragonfly. I think that's like a sentiment a lot of people have. I think they made some changes. They were a little bit experimental with healing in Dragonfly. Okay, luckily we're Caster because we're kind of cranking right now. That was on accident. I wasn't even in a... Whoa. Alright, we did one spinning crank kick, one rising sun kick, and we're going to see how much those compare in damage to Chi Wave. What is Venom Shot? Oh, that's a trinket. Okay, so Chi Wave damage, very, very low, unfortunately. Very, very low. I think Chi Burst would have been more there. But ideally, you're having more procs of Chi Wave. I think that little icon right here in the middle of my screen is our Chi Wave. So when you see this little green mark here, let's wait for it. The next time I Vivify, which I think I just procced it, the next time I Vivify, you'll see it. I'm just going crazy. Maybe I'm seeing things. Disc is really fun in raid. I agree. I think is that like a thing that everyone thinks? Because it really is a great time in raid. Okay, I'm gonna cast Vivify. You're gonna see Chi Wave. It's an amount of damage. I don't think it's anything crazy. Point proven. Luckily, we are caster. We are cranking. Is okay, Bryce. You know what? You got me there. You got me there. But if I weren't caster, we would have been spinning crank kicking, also cranking the damage out. So I don't know. Point Fistweaver there. Checkmate. Caster monks. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course. Hey, thanks for all your content. Of course, I do YouTube and streaming. I do it because I love it. I love this game. I love you guys. I know that's weird to say, but I think I've grown from a point where I was very nervous to hit go live to a point where I look forward to hitting go live, and it's because I have such a great community. So I really do appreciate every single one of you guys. So we just used the Chi Wave proc. Okay, what are we doing? But I really do appreciate y'all and y'all making content for actual no money at all. Y'all make it worth it because of how awesome you are. I'm gonna die? Yeah, we died. Oops. Oopsie. But I appreciate you guys so much. Cranking your maybe 100k DPS roar. Hear us, Mistweaver's roar. Oh boy, what have I started? What have I started? Alright, let's just like Cocoon get in the action. Actually, let's Yulon. Let's go a little crazy. After this key, remind me to grab the cursor weak aura from live retail WoW. Speaking of cranking, dude, Blood Death Knight is the best healer in the game, always. Disc is one of those I love. Oh, I just read that. Let's see. I raided till 7 out of 9 Mythic on the last raid, and I ended up swapping to Disc, even though I was putting great parses. It's just not fun for me. Yeah. It did. The problem with like ramp playstyles is they're fun at first, but oftentimes they do get a little old pretty quickly because you're pressing the same sequence of buttons over and over again. For Mistweaver, it's a little bit different. You can kind of adjust your ramp accordingly, but for Disc Priest, you really kind of just press the same few buttons, only changing if you have to move, and that's not like a fun change. That's like a oh my god, I had to move kind of change. But yeah, I definitely agree there. How viable is Mistweaver without fist weaving? It lands somewhere between fist weaving being the most viable option because you're cranking out damage and doing similar, if not more, healing. It lands somewhere between that and what it was in Dragonflight. So I think it got better coming into the War Within, but I don't think it's better enough to replace fist weaving at all, if I'm being totally honest. But if you're someone who... There are so many of my viewers out there, and I don't fault them, but people that just enjoy playing this playstyle, and they're like, I'm going to play it no matter how good it is. I'm making this, I'm testing it for them. But also, it's like, I think if you're going to test something on beta, you have to test every different playstyle. Like, if I were to just gung-ho on one playstyle and say, this is the best, so I'm only going to test it, new playstyles would never pop up, and no innovation would ever occur. So I'm a firm believer in testing the weird stuff, you know, just in case. Did DPS trinkets really get nerfed? I think maybe a few did. I think maybe the big ones did, but not the ones that I'm trying out. TBH, I have not been happy with healing Dragonflight. Season 1 Monk was kind of fun, but healing as a whole in Dragonflight sucked. See, I disagree with the season 1 monk. I hated season 1 monk. But then season 3 monk was, dude, that was the funnest time to play it. The most fun time to play WoW, I think, was season 3 monk. And then again a little bit in season 4 right now, because it's the same tier set, but man, season 3 tier set was a dandy old time, and it takes a lot to make me say a dandy old time, let me tell you. But if you're someone who does play Caster Monk, I think gaining a second charge to Thunder Focus Tea is absolutely crazy, I think. So if you're someone who is going to play it regardless, you can be happy. It's going to be fun and better than it was in Dragonflight, in my opinion. Yeah. Let's see. I love Caster Monk, but admit the Fistweaver healing pattern fits the damage pattern better. Don't forget to mark all mobs in some way to debuff them. Yeah, that's why I think you're saying there is to mark them with my monk debuff, the Mystic Touch. I really, really like Chi Burst as a caster monk because it's not it's soft capped. I think it's square root scales, but I could be wrong there. But it's at least soft capped in some way. But it at least tags everything that you shoot it through. So I really like that because you can Chi Burst through everything. And then, oh, you can fly down? Hold on, how does one fly down? Oh, you know what? We're monks. We are monks. We can literally never take fall damage. Watch this. Don't mess it up, Chris. Come on. Woo, baby. Look at that. It's broke. Oh, there's water. I'm an idiot. Okay, whatever. Y'all know what I was going for. But yeah, you can not take fall damage by doing your double dash. Yeet. Let's see. It's a real shame that Zen Pulse doesn't do a little bit of AoE damage. I agree, man. When I first read that talent, I think I did it live on stream. I was freaking out about it. I was like, dude, this is the coolest change they've ever done. Until one of you guys corrected me and said, hey, I think you read it wrong. It doesn't do damage anymore. I was like, oh, no. No. It's still cool, though. Don't get me wrong. Alright, let's store up some vitality. One thing I need to check, though, is now that we have Chi Wave equipped, does Chi Wave proccing also get our, increase our vitality stored like Chi Burst does from that one hero talent? We need to check that. Which I could do right now as things aren't really dying. But also remember, every time that Chi Wave procs, it's going to be doing some damage to enemies, so it's also kind of marking things. It's just Chi Burst is really reliable, because you can do it like at the start of every pool, and it works all the same. Honestly, I was really worried about the mana. I was like very worried about the mana. But just because of how many hots we can have out, it's actually not that bad. Yo, do you think there's room for a hybrid build where you mainly cast and use your mobility, Transcendence to pop in for Rising Sun Kick, etc.? I don't think it would be to that extent where you play out toward ranged or like way out of melee and then jump in for melee for one Rising Sun Kick. I don't think it's to that extent because what you're describing has a lot of downtime. However, I do think, from my brief testing on dummies and stuff and Orgrimmar and stuff, in Raid, I do think a Rising Sun Kick, Rising Mist build is gonna be kind of sick. Because of all the... I have a video talking about this coming out tomorrow, so I'm not going to spoil it, but I just want to add that with Rising Mist, your average renewing mist count is kind of crazy in Raid. So I do expect there to be like a hybrid playstyle in that sense, where you're... Pretend like this Radiating Voidstone is the boss. You're playing here, you know, casting your spells, and once Rising Sun Kick comes off cooldown, you press it, kind of like how we used to with Rising Mist. I do expect that to kind of be played. But what you're describing, I don't think it's going to be to that extent. That would be cool, though. That would be sick. But I think they would have to change too many base monk abilities, like if when you used your roll dash, if it did damage or did healing through people, like they'd have to change too many monk abilities to make that all that downtime viable. But is that a Shadow Priest ability that keeps pulsing out like that? Is that Halo? Does Halo return? Dude, that's sick. If Halo returns to you now, that's actually really cool. We're going to Thunder Focus Tea for the knockback. And then, you know what? Let's just go ahead and Yulon just to crank a bit. Drink some mana tea. Put down a damage trinket. I keep forgetting I have it. Can we stun these? No, we can't. If you're wondering why I don't know the mechanics of the dungeons as well as I normally do, it's because this is my first introduction to War Within, is the beta. I did not get into the alpha. Unfortunately, I would have loved to, but we just didn't. So this Cursor Weakor is really sick. So if I press Thunder Focus Tea, it's not working. Of course. Oh, there it is. There it is. We see what all spells are buffed by Thunder Focus Tea. It's crazy. So I press Thunder Focus Tea and I see there are so many buttons buffed by Thunder Focus Tea. It's really cool. So let's press it again. Let's press Yulon too. It looks like it's a little bugged though, so I might have to turn it off. Ah! 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 Not like this. You're fine. Okay, this whatever happened to this, they must have updated the Cursor Weakor. I might disable it. Do you use the Life Cocoon talents in 5-mans also? They haven't touched it, have they? I don't think they've touched it, no. But I do use them, especially the one that is, the one that's, that reduces the cooldown of Life Cocoon is very good in 5-man content. The other ones are okay. The one that increases your shield amount is, like, not as good in 5-man. But the other one, the one that adds your hots to it, is very good too. It's very dependent. Also, it depends on like how much room I have in the build, if I'm being honest, but yeah. Alright, Thunder Focus Tea, go crazy. It's like, yeah, so how this works, for those of you who haven't really seen much beta testing, the hero talent tree that we have active right now gives us a second charge of Thunder Focus Tea. But we also have this like constant thing happening where you see this buff here. I'm constantly storing up something called Vitality. All it does is it stores up a portion of my healing and damage that I do into a bucket. And then whenever I press Thunder Focus Tea, I get a buff for 8 seconds that basically says, hey, any healing that you do for this 8 seconds, we're going to take some healing out of the bucket, some vitality out of the bucket, and we're going to add it to the healing that you're actually doing, just making you a little stronger. Am I supposed to drink something? What's happening? It's going to amplify your heals and stuff. But then after that duration, after that 8-second buff goes away, what the heck is happening? You can take a talent that unleashes all the leftover stored healing, which is what that noise is there. We unleashed all the stored vitality that we did not use during that 8 seconds, so that's why my Thunder Focus Teas are packing an absolute punch, because of that mechanic there. You gotta deliver the beers to customers. What's that game that's like really stressful on your phone? Oh, what's it called? Like Cooking Mama or something like that? Is that literally this fight? Let's see. That one that makes it huge is amazing. I stack it on tanks at the start of big pools. I do the same for raid. You can do the same for raid, but yeah, it does make sense to take that in like a caster build. Okay, we're gonna Yulon and kind of start pumping like crazy. Yeah, Yulon plus the stored vitality is insane. Because Yulon allows you to apply a bunch of different buffs that buff your healing to people. And then that vitality is then going to get amplified when it unleashes. So this little combo is actually very sick. I could have saved that guy. Is it good in Mythic Plus? I don't know. We're going to Revival? What is happening? We have Thunder Focus Tea. We need to drink. We're going to Fort Brew. Unleash that healing. I wish I could tell you what's happening, but I can't, unfortunately. Stay with us, Mac. Stay with us, me. Oh my goodness. Ah, rest in peace, Mac. We tried. Ow. I'm not even paying attention to what's actually happening here. I see that guy charging me, and I just stand there and face tanked it. Oh, yeah, baby. Yulon be cranking. Look at our healing done. I'm sorry. 750,000? Okay, hold up. Can your Chi-Ji do that? Probably, but it's kind of insane. Kind of insane. We had a Yulon and double Thunder Focus Teas in the middle of all that. We need our other mage to come over here, though. Dude, that was kind of crazy. We didn't even Chi Burst there. Alright, mage. I'm coming back for you. How's the Fort Brew buffs feeling? The new added stagger. I love the added stagger. I haven't really noticed it yet, to be honest. I think once you push higher keys that are actually kind of scary and you're raiding, I think you'll notice it a bit more. But I love the theme behind it, dude. Stagger on Fort Brew is sick. Something that I've been asking for so long. Stay with us. Oh gosh, what are these pools? Dang. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm cranking healing, though. I am cranking healing. I just thought of this. What if there were a talent where during Cackling Jade Lightning, Rising Sun Kick was usable at range? The Rising Sun Kick could end the channel, but sends a ball of lightning. Or, like, so basically, like, if you end your channel early by Rising Sun Kicking, you just send the rest of it at... That could be cool. That could be cool. I feel like if they made that an AoE, it would be kind of broken. Or they'd have to, like, cap it at, like, 5 targets or something. Bounce back buff. Chef's Kiss. Yeah, definitely did save us there. Alright, let's go. Was I supposed to die there? Like, is it... Not, like, supposed to, but, like... Was there a way we could have saved it? Also, I don't really know how much healing is a good amount of healing anymore because everyone has, like, high health pools. So even is 750,000 good? I don't know. Alright, squad, get back up there and fight. Okay, that's way cooler than what I said. Oh, I thought of a funny talent Nerdy said. That if what if there's a talent that calls you to auto-cast Cackling Jade Lightning onto your Zoom targets? People were theorizing that that actually would come to the game. And I think they said no. Or something happened with that. Yeah. That would be cool. They would need to buff its damage, of course. They just need to buff its damage regardless, I think. So right now, heroics are scaled to Mythic 0 from Season 3. Interesting. Look at that. Okay, we used the double jump there. Yeet. And you know what? One of the big downsides to this playstyle is, I think, the downtime of healing. But what you can do to fill that void is you can shoot a Chi Heart or Chi Burst through your allies, and then use that downtime to just sit there and spam healing and store up vitality, I guess. I mean, it's better than nothing, right? Double jump, just because I can. Can Ring of Peace work here? Yes, it can. Let's go crazy. It's like right now I'm healing nothing, but I'm storing vitality at least. At least it's not accomplishing nothing. The only use for lightning is to pull mobs when I'm solo leveling. I agree. It's literally an open world button for sure. It has no other purpose other than open world content. All right, after this dungeon, I think we've gotten some testing in with Caster, enough to draw like some conclusions. After this, we're gonna test out probably the coolest hero talents in the game. Maybe, arguably. Yeah, we're gonna do that a bit because I really want to. I've been so excited to try this out. Bazooka. All right. What do you have under number 6? So 4, 5, and 6 are macros that I had to make. The add-on called Grid, I'm sorry, the add-on called Click is what I normally use to like click to mouse over cast my spells, but it wasn't working yesterday on the PTR. So I have macros in place of all of my hover casted buttons. So like Vivify is my 8. So when I press 8 and hover, I'm using a macro that's just a mouse over macro. Whereas 6 is, if I'm not hovering over someone, it'll summon either Yulon or Chi-Ji, whichever one I'm using. Or if I am hovering over an ally, it's how I'm casting Enveloping Mist. So basically they're macros that accomplish what Click accomplishes, which is just to allow you to do multiple things with one button, depending on where your mouse is, basically. Voodoo has a working beta version. Yeah, I've never really messed with Voodoo. I don't have like my own setup with Voodoo though, unfortunately. And I feel like by now, maybe like on today, one of these add-ons like Grid 2 or Click, like one of the add-ons that I personally use, maybe they're working. I wouldn't know though. We're gonna Yulon this. But yeah, they're just macros. I just used random for those that were not here yesterday, the servers were horrendous. So I would literally make the macro, add it, and then the game would crash. And I have to make the macro, add it, game would crash. Like it was just a constant cycle. So I ended up just like being lazy with instead of searching for the buttons, icons, or show tooltipping, I just picked a random one and went with it. Yeah, that's what that is. All right, Bazooka. Okay, double jump getting some use again. Okay. Have I been too harsh on double jump? Die, B-Wrangler. Phalanx Stomp still in the game. It is. We're testing. In order to fully test Mistweaver, I wanted to kind of test all the playstyles, just in case one of them kind of pops up or is performing better. And so right now we're just messing around with some caster talents, at least giving them a shot. Like I tested a second ago, Chi Wave, and just to, you know, I think when you test things, you have to test everything. You can't just test the things that you think are good. You have to test the things that might also be bad, but might also be good as well, you know. So we're messing around with a Yulon build. But yes, Phalanx Stomp is still in the game. Oh, we Yulon at the end of the fight. That's awkward. But so far, this build is cranking the healing, and I'm so excited to do like 1,000,000 HPS in Raid. I think it can do that. easily. Maybe not easily, but for sure it can. Imagine not kicking things. You know what? You're kicked. Kicked from my chat. Just kidding. We did a lot of Fistweaver testing yesterday, and then I have a video coming out tomorrow talking about that testing. So yeah, if you want to see my first impressions on everything Mistweaver, I guess Fistweaver, however you look at it, that will come out tomorrow. So stay tuned. I talk about all the new talents, how I think they are, how they perform, how they feel, all those things. Both hero talent trees, all of it. So stay tuned for that. Do you think AC build will be viable? Ancient Concordance will be viable in Mythic Raids with new hero talents. Are you talking about Ancient Concordance with AC? If that's what you're talking about, well, I'll wait till you respond, Marmon. Do you mean, do I think like an Ancient Concordance build will be good in Raid? Ooh, okay. I love that idea, Bryce. You want to do a dungeon race where we have me versus one of you guys healing a key, and one of us is caster, one of us is like full-on Fistweaver. How does it go? That would be sick. That'd be sick. The problem is it would all kind of hinge on the rest of the group, so what we would have to do is get the same 3 DPS and the same tank to do both groups, and we'd have to record both ones. Or it would have to be me doing both, like me healing or fist weaving and then me casting a key kind of thing. In order to kind of get like an even showing or an equal showing. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. I'm gonna kill him. All right, we did it. Imagine not kicking things.